Hello and welcome to Mindful Flow this Tuesday evening. Thank you for joining and let's begin. In tonight's practice, we are going to be exploring what it means to find our center. Sometimes we think about the center being the geographical or the physical center of our body. So we think about when we're in balancing poses, we think about standing, and the center is often referred to the area, right here in the middle of the core. And for the most part, when we are balancing and when we're using our bodies in various ways and trying to find balance and strength, then the core is in fact sort of the center of our energy. But when we talk about finding our center, it goes a little deeper than that. And tonight we're going to try to bring those two concepts together as we move through a flow that does require some strength, some balance, but also a level of self-awareness as we're moving through those little adjustments to center, awareness of where our center, where our personal center really lies. So we're going to begin in Sukhasana, and simple cross-leg pose. I was joking with the class earlier today. Sukhasana is in Sanskrit, the word literally means easy or ease pose. It doesn't mean it's necessarily an easy pose. In fact, many people do not find this an easy way to sit. So I did want to encourage you to bring a blanket to practice tonight and to use a blanket to sit up under your seat. So what this does is it helps to tilt the pelvis forward, which helps to release the hip joints outward, which helps bring them out and bring the knees down. Doing so also elevates the lower lumbar spine, and that brings a little bit more length and better posture to the full length of your spine. So very often when we're sitting at home or we're working at a desk or driving and we're sitting in a position that has us leaning back and putting the bulk of not really the support, but the bulk of the weight in the middle part of the back. The hips are forward, which strains the lower back. Shoulders are a little bit slumped. And here we are, we're working away or we're driving. So when we sit on a blanket in Sukhasana, we're helping to correct some of those alignment issues and hopefully bring you to more of a pose of ease. So let's sit down in Sukhasana to start. Just finding a nice quiet atmosphere. Maybe close your eyes, perhaps bring your gaze down your nose. Take a breath in and make this the biggest breath you have taken today. So nice big inhale. And then just let it out with a sigh through your mouth. Letting your shoulders soften. Letting your awareness come to your seat, which is now comfortably settling into the blanket or the mat. Notice the parts of your anatomy that are touching the mat or the ground. Probably the sides or tops of your feet, the sits bones coming off of your pelvis, maybe parts of your shin. And feel the stability of those connection points where gravity is making its connection to you. But as we draw awareness up through the body a little bit higher, See if you can imagine traveling with your awareness to your center. In some cases, you may feel that to be your heart. You may feel that to be your mind and head. You may feel it deep down in your belly. Just see if you can find a place that you would call your center, where the truest version of yourself resides. We'll just take a couple of minutes here with soft gaze or closed eyes. Stripping away everything else that's extraneous, except what is truly at your core. Dropping in, enjoying these first couple of minutes. This is all part of the practice. Learning to take time to be quiet, to slow down, to relish being exactly where you are. Keep your eyes closed. Lightly place your hands on your knees. And now begin to create some small, very teeny tiny circles with your torso. Just really small circles. Not dipping down and going down to the ground just yet, but just circling around your waist. And now see if you notice where you feel stable in the center of your body, where the upper and the lower body connects. What keeps you from falling forward as you circle to the front? What keeps you from falling backward when you circle toward the back? It's a sense of your center. And now start to make those circles a little bit wider. If you feel comfortable, keep your eyes closed. And just begin to make those circles wider and wider until you are really coming back with a nice open heart. Exhaling and bringing your body forward and down as you circle toward the front. Just enjoy the motion all the time, keeping an inner eye on where your center resides. And then let's turn and we'll make those circles go the other direction. So again, keep your eyes closed if you can. We're trying to do this without any visual cues, but simply to feel ourselves in space, to get a sense of our spatial balance relative to the earth, relative to our sense and feeling of gravity. 2 more times around. One more. And then bring it back up to center. Come straight back to your center and begin to open your eyes. Take a breath in and out. Let's lift the arms overhead, reach them skyward. Exhale, take a little twist, turning toward the left. Fingers just gently coming down, belly turning, navel reaching around the body. Inhale, bring your arms back up and forward. Exhale, turn and twist the other way. Again, inhale, one more twist to the left. And one more time, twist to the right. All right, come back to center. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees once again. Roll your shoulders backward. If you want to, you can change the crisscross of your legs. We've been sitting this way for a while, so it might feel good to give an alternative to your knees. But take your hands on tops of each knees. Lift your heart. Lift up. Take a seated seated cow. Deep breath in. And then exhale, seated cat. Let your shoulders roll forward. Lean back and into your upper back. Inhale, seated cow. Exhale, seated cat. One more time through. And cow. Cat. Just getting it backwards today. Inhale, come back up to your seat. All right, we're going to remove the blanket and we're going to come to a standing position in Tadasana. So just come on up to your feet. And join me in standing up. All right, so in our first standing position today, we are going to be doing a little bit of balancing to start, but initially want to find that sense of center. In this case, actual centering using our core, but also again, once you've explored physically, I'd like you to make sure that you're joining that with your spiritual center as well. So let's go look down at your feet. Make them about hip distance apart. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit, and enjoy the feeling of just bringing your weight forward on the balls of the feet. Testing it as you rock back on the heels. Feeling again your body in motion and how you adjust to these little tiny movements. How is it that you're not falling completely forward or back? It's because we're making these little micro adjustments all the time and because we have a sense of our center. So look down at your toes. Let's lift the toes up, all 10 toes reaching up toward the ceiling. And then place your big toe down if you can. Open up your toes widely, one toe at a time. Roll them out, place them down on the mat. And then place the heels down. Take a breath. Feel the energy transmitting itself up through your body. Fingers are reaching down toward the floor. Mountain pose, nice, strong mountain. Feel your abdomen as you bring awareness to the navel and your core center. Draw your navel in and back towards your spine. Breathe here and then try closing your eyes, just as we did in our seated position. Just ask yourself how stable you feel in Tadasana without those visual cues around you. Do you still feel strong? Do you still feel stable? Or can you feel some little tiny wavering taking place? No right or wrong answer, no judgment, just notice. open your eyes. We're going to bring the weight into just the left foot. So keep that left foot grounded down just as you did. Lift the right knee up off of the mat. So now grounding yourself just with the left foot. You can bring your hands underneath the right thigh. We're going to extend the right leg forward. So you can keep your hands under the thigh. If you wish, you can reach forward. Attempt to grab your big toe. And we're going to stay here for several breaths and just notice how your core center keeps adjusting, keeps accommodating for the dynamic movement in your body. Keep breathing and relaxing. If you need to take the step down and start again, that's fine. One more breath, and then we'll see if we can open that leg out to the right. Opening up the right hip. Bring the leg back to center, and then tap that right foot down. Bringing a little bit of motion now into our balance, we're going to lift the right leg up. Exhale, tap it back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, tap it back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, tap it back. One more time, lifting forward. Exhale, tap it back. This time, bring your hands to your heart. And from that tapped back position, we're going to hinge forward and come into a warrior three, lifting the right leg to the extent that you feel comfortable. Now tap into your core. Where is your center? Where can you feel it engage? Do you feel calm? Do you feel steady? Do you need to tap the foot down and start again? No right or wrong answer. Just notice. One more breath. And then come forward, bring the right foot down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, and forward fold. Uttanasana. Let the head hang down. Give it a couple of yes, no shakes. Take a breath in. Release. One more breath. Slide your hands halfway up. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Bend your knees, lift your arms up, lift up into a chair position. Hold it here for just a moment. And then inhale, bring your arms all the way up and down by your side. Bring your balance into the right foot, and we'll start that process again. So make sure that right foot is just as grounded as when we set it up in mountain a moment ago. All four corners of the feet pressing down. And then lift the left leg up. Make sure you feel steady here. Hands can come underneath your thigh. We're going to extend the leg forward. Or you have an option to grab that big toe and hold it steady and in place. Find your center. Feel your center. Keep locking into your core as your energy draws toward the middle from all directions. Perhaps open up the leg to the left, maybe externally rotating that left thigh. Bring it back to the front, and then bring the left foot down. Bringing our motion back into it, lift the left foot up, arms up high. Exhale, tap it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Bring hands to heart. preparing for warrior three. We're going to hinge forward from our hip. Find that center, find your fulcrum point where you can pivot on your hips and bring the heart forward. Stay steady. Stay calm, even if you have to start all over again, like I just did. Keep breathing. And then bring that left foot down. Both arms come up. Reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take a nice deep breath in. Come up to fingertips. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, deep bend in the knees, arms come forward, lift up to chair, stay here for one breath. And then reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, come back down to mountain pose. All right, we're going to lift the arms up now. Moving into a little different variation, we're going to lift the heels up off of the mat and balance on our balls of our feet. So a standing toe balance. Again, if this is difficult for you because of toe or feet or even balance issues, just come to a regular full foot position. But what we're going to do is bring the arms forward, bend the knees. Bring the arms forward, start to bend your knees, come down and bring your arms back and behind you like you are a diver in slow motion about to jump into a river. Inhale, bring the arms forward, reach it back up. You're attempting to stay up on the balls of your feet if you can, but bring those heels down anytime you need to. Exhale. Arms come forward, come into drinking bird one more time. Arms come back. You're in your diver position. Inhale, lift them up. Keep flocking into your center. Exhale, hands come down and back. One last time, drinking bird. You got this. Inhale, bring them up. All right, we're going to bring hands to heart. We're going to lower all the way down. Bring your heels down as you come down, so just so you stay safe. And then we're going to come all the way down into a toe balance. Blocks are here to help you as you balance on your heels. If this is not your jam, then just come on down on your seat. But if you can balance on your toes and maybe release your blocks. Find your center. Breathe and then come on down to your seat. If you can do it without any hands, then that's a bonus. Come down into a sitting position. Bring your hands behind your thighs, lift up your legs, and come right into Navasana or boat pose. Still using our core for stability, finding your center. It's all about that. Very nice. Tap your feet down, open your knees wide, and fold forward into Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Take one full breath here. Release it down. Inhale, lift lift your head up. Bring your knees up. Bring your hands behind your hips. Walk your feet out to the outer edges of your mat and just give yourself a little windshield wiper motion here, back and forth, giving your hips some love. Very nice. All right. So come on up. Let's see. We need to actually come back forward, come back to our feet. Lift ourselves up, come to forward fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up, nice big stretch. You can have your feet flat on the mat again. And exhale, forward fold. Let's step back to a downward facing dog. Stretch out the whole body. Press your hips up toward the ceiling, thighs toward the back. Stretch out your spine like it's a beautiful strand of pearls. Opening up all the space for oxygen and blood flow. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to bring our right foot forward into a low runner's lunge. So just rock back and forth when you get into your low lunge. Feel where your support base is coming from in this posture. So we're asking ourselves all along the way, where is my center? Where's my center of gravity? Where's my center of strength? In this case, you really want to pull up through the pelvic region. Feel your support coming from that base. Go ahead and lower the left leg down. You're going to lift up. If you have your blocks, you can bring your hands to blocks and you help press your upper body up and forward. If you like, you can let go of your blocks, reach them overhead. That's the option. Exhale, bring the hands back and down. Lift the left knee up. We're going to be going from a low runner's lunge to a high lunge. So we really want to harness that core strength, bring everything into the center and lift it up as we flow our power from center all the way through the extremities. Deep breath here. Feel the energy flowing inward as everything locks together and works in harmony. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Lower the left heel. Lift right back up into Warrior One. And from Warrior One position, we're going to move the hips to the left side, open up to Warrior Two. Now, Warrior Two is a great posture to really think about the center. And if you think about a plumb line starting from the very top of your head, if you dropped a cable with a weight underneath it and it went straight through the middle of your body, where would that plumb line be nice and still? So we don't want to reach too far forward. We don't want to reach too far back. We want to find that Goldilocks center. Soften your shoulders. And then let's take the right foot pivoted around, bring our feet to parallel feet. Hands are going to come to the waist and slowly lower ourselves down, coming into wide leg forward fold. Now, where's our center? It's pulling up into the inner thighs, into that lower core. That's your basis of strength. Walk your fingers forward, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, bend your elbows back and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bring your fingers forward and lengthen. Bring your toes out slightly and your heels in so that your toes are pointing diagonally toward the corners. And bend your knees generously. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and use that core stability to lift yourself up safely and come into goddess pose. Breathe here. Are you steady? Is your core holding you strong? Feel beautiful, feel fierce. And then straighten your knees, straighten your arms. And then we'll come right back into goddess squat. Inhale and straighten. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat. Bring your hands to your waist. We're going to slowly bend forward once again. Bring your hands safely down in front. Walk them around to the front of the mat. Come right back to low lunge position. And then slide your right foot back. Press back to a nice long downward facing dog. And then let's bring your knees down and press back to child's pose, extending the arms out nice and long in front. Just letting your forehead rest down. 3 full breaths here. Breathe into your center. Come forward. Rock onto your hands and knees. Lift your knees back up. Press up to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. And then we'll bring the left foot forward between the hands. Come into low runner's lunge. Again, no rush here. Just kind of adjust yourself. Is your left knee balancing and tracking over your ankle? Are you lifting up through your lower core? Is your back and neck happy? Make any adjustments that need to happen. And then we'll slowly lower the right knee all the way down. And then lift up. Again, coming to blocks if you have them handy. Helps to lift the upper body and chest rather than letting everything fall forward. It's really a nice little halfway step. And if you like, then you can lift your arms up. Reach out of both sides. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Lift the right knee back up. And you know where we're going, high lunge, so lift all the way up. Bring that energy right into the midline of the body. Strengthening now, really using some strength as well as balance. Breathe. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Drop the right heel, toes pointing up to the upper right corner. Lift up, Virabhadrasana 1. Nice long, straight back leg, strengthening. And then from Warrior 1, transition to Warrior 2, opening hips to the side. Relax your shoulders. And just play around again. Maybe see what happens. How does it feel if you bring your weight slightly to the back, emphasizing your back arm and leg a little bit more. Beautiful breath. And then move your feet, come to parallel feet. Hands are going to come to your waist and begin to bend forward with control down to wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lift up to fingertips, lengthen through your spine. Exhale and fold. Again, lift, remembering lifting up through those inner thighs. Where's your center? Exhale and fold. Go ahead and bring your toes pointing out, heels slightly pointing in. Nice generous bend in the knees. Hands come to the top of the thigh as we lift up, coming into Goddess. Open your arms as you're ready. Utthata Konasana, also known as fierce angle. I like that. Breathe here, see where your center line is. Do you feel equal? Do you feel balanced? And then straighten your legs, straighten your arms. Exhale back into your squat. Inhale and straighten. Exhale and squat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squat. Hands come to waist. Bend forward once again, controlling your descent until the hands come down. And then walk them back around to the front, right back into low lunge. Slide the left foot back, press back, downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in and out. You can come on forward once again. Let yourself relax and release an extended child. Take your time here. Remember, child's pose is always your reset button. You don't have to wait for me to offer it. It's here anytime you need it. You need to get back to yourself, to your spiritual center, to your place of calm. It's here for you. Once again, curl your toes under, lift the knees up and just walk your feet up to the front of the mat. Coming into forward fold position, let your head hang down. Bring your feet maybe a little bit wider than hip distance. You can keep your knees soft, make sure you don't lock them out. And if it feels appropriate, grab each of your opposing elbows and just let your head hang down in ragdoll. Perhaps sway back and forth, feeling what's keeping you balanced here, what's keeping you from simply tipping forward. Release. Let your head release. Nice. All right, come back to center. Hands can come down on the mat. Bend your left knee. Generously take your left hand around to the right ankle. Bring your right arm into a T and then move your belly to the right, lifting up into a standing twist. Forward fold twist. Let your left shoulder just drop down. Right arm can reach up, or you could bring it around your back if you want to open your right shoulder a little bit more. Bring your right arm around and down, forward fold. Let's go ahead and lift up so we're not upside down for too long at a time. Lift your arms up and overhead. Nice deep breath in, and then we'll rock down again one more time. Dive forward. This time bending your right knee. Bring your right hand around to your left ankle. Left arm comes out. Move and shift your belly and heart to the left. That right shoulder just relax down. Make sure your neck is really loose and comfy. And maybe you take that left arm around the back of the body if you want a little different variation. Open that left shoulder. Left arm back up, bring it down, forward fold, and let's lift all the way up one more time. Deep breath, beautiful stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. You're just going to bring yourself all the way down. Come down to your seat. Bring your legs forward. Once again, since we're in a seated position, remember if you have a blanket, if it feels better, and usually it does, you can bring that blanket underneath your tailbone, just right underneath the base of your hips. And sometimes that helps, again, just to alleviate any pressure on the hips and pelvis. So we're going to have the legs straight forward, bringing the hands by our side. Just let your shoulders drop down. Lift your energy up. Feel your spine lengthen. Coming to Dandasana staff pose. Once again, as we did at the beginning, close your eyes or bring your gaze softly down. And tap into your center. Don't just find your center, but feel your center. Again, is it in your heart? Is it in your belly? Is it in your mind? Where do you feel that your true self resides? Lift your arms up and overhead, and we're going to fold forward, releasing that lower back, hands reaching towards your feet, ankle or shins, just letting your back round forward however it feels good to you. If you want to let your head drop down, open up the back of the neck. Just release. Up. You're going to remove the blanket if you were using it to sit on, because we're going to come back on our forearms. Before we go all the way down, we're going to come down into, I'm not sure what you call this position. We used to call it sunbathing position, or I'm not sure if there's a better term for it or not, but come down on your forearms, your hands on either side of your hips. Lift up, in other words, press down through your elbows and arms so that you lift your chest up. And then we're going to lift the right foot up, doing a little more core work before we end. Lift the right toes up. And as you exhale, flex your foot, bring it down and hover. Point as you lift up. Flex as you lower and hover over your mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hover, keep that going. Feel your breath. Feel the power of your center, the power of your core. One more time, up. Exhale, let it come down and hover, 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 and release. Very nice. Roll all the way down. Take one full stretch from head to toe. Big morning stretch. And then come back up. Other side. So remember to lift up through the chest. Don't let it collapse down between your shoulders. Inhale, left foot and left leg up. Exhale, flex and lower. Keep it going that side. Inhale up. Should be feeling it right here in your core center. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, flex and hover. 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 One more. Hover. And then let it come down. Roll all the way down. Oof. Nice big morning stretch. Nice. All right, we're going to stay down here for the rest of the practice. I just have to reposition down and go ahead and bend your knees. Bring your feet together and let your knees fall out to the sides, coming into a supine bound angle. 3 breaths here. Just letting those hip flexors get a little stretch here with the opening. Center. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, like right thigh over the left. Arms can come into a T off the shoulder and allow your legs to fall over to the left. Chair in the way. Just stay in that position. I'm going to make one little adjustment to my screen. That's what I was afraid of. So knees are falling over to the left. Feel that nice stretch through the right glute and maybe a little bit of the lower back. A lot of work in the core and in the legs today, so this hopefully feels good. And then inhale, bring the knees back up to center. And we're going to drop both knees over to the right, so keep that same twist in the legs. And just a little drop to the right, little opposing stretch. Bring them back up to center. Unwind the legs, start back in neutral. Left leg crosses over the right. And this time we'll drop both knees over to the right. So see if you can soften through your left hip. Release the glutes. Core body be soft here for the stretch. Bring everything back up to center, so just roll onto your back. Keep the legs twisted together and give a little drop over to the left, so the opposing side. Bring the legs back up to center. Uncross the legs. And bring both feet up toward the ceiling. Slide your hands to the outside of your thighs, your shins, maybe up to your ankles or your feet. Come into Happy Baby, Ananda Balasana. Letting your knees just drop down towards your armpits. Stretching your spine out all the way to the tailbone. Really press down and feel the grounding pressure all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. Release through your hips. Let your feet drop down. And if you like, you can rock back and forth. Yourself a little sweet massage. After doing this one twice today, I feel I can use it. I bet you can too. together, bring them down. Go ahead and extend your legs all the way down. Find a comfortable position that you'd like to take for the rest of your practice in Shavasana. And I would just ask you to come back to the notion of finding and feeling your center. It's such an important concept to protect us physically, to allow us to use our body in lots of different ways, but also to realize that life is about staying centered. It's about staying true to your inner core, principles that keep you solid, that keep you from going off kilter and falling forward or backward, emotionally, mentally. So see if you can take a few minutes and feel and breathe into your center. To take a deeper breath into your body. Infuse your body with life, energy. Maybe lift your arms up, point your toes. Perhaps take one more long, beautiful evening stretch. Hug your knees into your chest. Find what feels good here. Maybe rock around, massage your sacrum. And as you're ready, help yourself up. Come back to your seat. Join me and my little friend here. Let's inhale, bring the arms up and overhead, reach them, take a breath in. Exhale, down to the heart center. The light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you. Thank you so much for practicing this evening. Stay centered, stay calm, stay happy, and stay at ease. Om Shanti and Namaste. Thank you.
Awesome class tip.
Oh, good.